This is the Stock Market Daily News podcast for Thursday, November 14th, 2025. Yesterday's market session saw a cautious sigh of relief across Wall Street as the S&P 500 edged up 0.4%, the Dow Jones gained nearly 100 points, and the Nasdaq closed up 0.6%. But with the federal government finally reopening after the historic 43-day shutdown, all eyes are turning to how quickly the economy rebounds and what's next for the Fed. Today, I'll break down how the end of the shutdown is affecting global markets, dig into the latest tech stock moves from market powerhouses, and spotlight major developments in crypto treasury stocks and Chinese tech plays. Let's dive in. First up, the shutdown is over, and markets are breathing easier, but not breaking out the party hats just yet. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq snapped their losing streaks as traders welcomed renewed government funding. Global markets mostly followed suit. Japan's Nikkei inched up on a weaker yen, and Chinese stocks gained on consumer optimism, but Hong Kong's Hang Seng slid as property and tech stocks lagged. With fresh U.S. data set to roll in like inflation and retail sales, investors are prepping for volatility as traders and Fed policymakers assess just how much damage the shutdown caused. The bottom line, relief today, but uncertainty remains. Shifting to tech market movers, ARK Invest's Kathy would double down on the AI and big tech trade in the third quarter. Her flagship funds added over 200,000 shares of Alphabet, a 153% increase, plus more positions in Tesla, Nvidia, and Amazon. Wood's also planting flags in Chinese AI, scooping up shares of Alibaba, Baidu, and Pony.ai. The contrarian move comes with warnings from heavyweight bears like Michael Burry and Ray Dalio, who say too many gains are concentrated in big tech, hinting at bubble risks. Investors should track volatility in these megacaps closely as these bets shape market momentum. Speaking of notable stock trades, Nancy Pelosi, announcing her retirement up nearly 600% since 2014, is still holding on to three giant tech names: Nvidia, Alphabet, and Broadcom. Recent options trades on these stocks, purchased in January and June this year, have already paid off handsomely, with Nvidia and Alphabet both up more than 46% and Broadcom up over 42%. Active traders are watching these names not just for the Pelosi halo, but as bellwethers for the entire AI-driven rally. Meanwhile, in Japan, the Tokyo Stock Exchange is cracking down on listed companies that hold massive amounts of Bitcoin as treasury assets. The bourse is considering tougher audits and limits to protect investors after shares of local crypto treasuries, like Metaplanet and Anap Holdings, tumbled more than 6% yesterday. Metaplanet, for example, now holds nearly 31,000 Bitcoin, but its shares are down over 70% since June. The move signals growing regulatory caution as wild price swings in these stocks have burned retail investors and injected more volatility into the broader market. And finally, China's tech sector is surging, with stocks like Alibaba jumping nearly 88% year-to-date, driven by aggressive AI and e-commerce integration. Baidu's unveiling of its new M100 and M300 AI chips pushed its shares up 4% pre-market, part of Beijing's efforts to build domestic tech independence. U.S. investors with global allocations are watching closely as these gains contrast with ongoing concerns over China's economic slowdown and geopolitics. Quick recap. The S&P 500 closed up, the Dow gained, and the Nasdaq finished higher. Today's themes: global relief after the shutdown, big bets and big gains in megacap and Chinese tech, and growing regulatory scrutiny in crypto and digital assets. Looking ahead, investors should brace for a wave of delayed U.S. economic data and watch for signals from the Fed on rate policy in the coming weeks. That's it for today's Stock Market Daily News podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and follow for your no-nonsense daily market wrap. I'm back tomorrow with the latest. Happy trading!